Alright guys, I am back, but this is going to be weird for me because you guys aren't going to see this for about like 15 days probably. But as I said before in one of the other videos, this is going to be my next design team project for Susan Taylor Brown at Poppiness. And I'm skipping, see, these will air probably like January 15th ballpark area. But since I already have all of my nature-y type stuff out, I'm just going to go ahead and go right on into this so that it's already done, kind of working ahead. I don't know. Sounds weird, I know. So let me show you really quick again which kits I'm using. I'm going to be using the Sundance kit, and I'll flip through this really quick. I use this for December's too, so you'll remember it. So yeah, I love this kit, and it's going to probably appear quite a bit this year in different journals and things like that I do. I have to say, this is by far one of my favorite kits I've ever worked with. The colors, all of it. It's just, like, this is my favorite page ever. Yeah, it screams to me, use me, use me, use me. So, yeah, so let me just continue to flip through these really quickly, and then I'll show you what we're going to do. And the other reason I'm doing it right now, too, is so that this idea does not leave my head, because it's a super cool idea. Okay, so I'm going to be using the Sundance, and I don't have everything printed yet for it, but we'll get there here shortly. So then the other kits that I'm using is this one, is the same page printed 5 times, and you'll see why in a minute. This is her stained glass in the green. Just one sheet. This is not the full kit. It's just one sheet of it. And like I said, I printed that one sheet 5 times because Susan sent that over to me because it's the background that she used for the butterfly kits. Okay, so I printed 2 pages of tags for this one. So yeah, you can kind of see the background here. That's these sheets right here. Okay. So I'm going to be using the tags and the journaling cards. And this is the exact same thing, just like I said, printed twice. One upside down. So yeah, same thing, just twice. Okay, so I don't know. I hope you guys do, but if you haven't already, Crafty Cat had this really amazing envelope thing, and it's kind of all the rage right now. Hers was junk mail that she got from a college, and I know she just, I think it was yesterday, did a video, which will be like 15 days from now, so I'm pretty sure that video aired on the 30th, December 30th, of how she made the, like a faux envelope of what she did, but basically it was junk mail that she, it looked similar to this. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to tweak it a little bit, and I'm going to make it a journal that closes this way. So let me show you how I did that, and then if we have time in this video, then we'll go ahead and start decorating. So I used legal sized manila envelopes. You may be able to get away with using the standard manila envelopes. I'm not sure. So you want to cut it, I cut mine 9 inches, and I don't even know what a standard envelope is. Oh, that's, maybe I'll look that up. Okay, so I cut my legal size down 9 inches, and then obviously this is how the folder normally looks, right? Then manila folders always have that, I don't want to say breaking line, but like scored lines here to expand. So then I took this piece here, And then I cut it at 5 3/4 inches. And then I scored this part here and this part here. Okay, now what I did is I took my scoreboard and I got that, I guess it would be the furthest score line in this direction. And I got it right up there in the corner. Okay. And then I scored at 6 1/8. Then I scored again at 6 1/4. Then I scored again at 6 3/8. Yep, 3/8. And then again at 6 1/2. Okay. So, oh yeah, okay. So when that sits like that, then we've got a little bit here. And then what I did is I took this one score line and I cracked this one. So, and then I scored this bottom piece, or the one closest in there. Okay. So then it's going to come this way and it has room to grow, right? And I guess this would kind of be a folio type. And you can go ahead and score each one of those lines if you want it rounded out there. That's fine, whichever. Okay, and then what I did, let me get that out of the way for a second. Then I took, so it's the flap on the inside. I took this and I glued it in here. Get my Fabri-Tac out here. To the first, or I guess it would be the last score mark that we made. Okay. And then I kind of took this in there and lined it up on that score line there. Okay. Then what I did, and I should have mentioned this first, I don't know if you can kind of see it, I kind of creased this right here so that I would know what the halfway mark is. So then what I did, let's see, there's my pencil, and my ruler is where it's supposed to be. How about that? Okay, so you're going to be able to kind of tell, maybe right here is where that first score mark is. What I did was I just took this down to that crease there, like the very tip there. And instead of taking a pencil, I just took my score tool and scored it down there. Then I took the other side and did the same thing. Oh, sorry guys, you guys are probably hearing the wind coming through my windows. It is windy, windy. If it's not nailed down, it's going in this wind. Okay, then I kind of just bent the corners in a little bit like that to give me a rough idea of where I needed to cut. Okay. Okay, and then I did take my other corner rounder in there, but it didn't round out that one so well. So I think we're just going to kind of just freehand it. And I'll have to clean up that other one a little bit more. Okay, then what I did is I took this and set it up right. Right? I might need to bring in my score marks a little bit. Do you see that? Maybe not. Okay, then I just kind of put a little mark there, and a little mark here, and those are off. I don't know why I'm worried about that. We're just going to collage over the top of it. So then I took my score tool again, and then I took my X-Acto knife. Oh yeah, remember to open it up so you're not cutting through your second layer there. And then I just took it and went down like this. Maybe. Oh, come on. Maybe I took the wrong side. Oh, I think I took the wrong side of the X-Acto knife. Okay, so don't do that. Make sure you have the right side of the X-Acto knife before you're... Oh my gosh, you guys probably just watched that and were laughing. Well, that's interesting, isn't it? My X-Acto knife is not cutting. Huh. Interesting. Okay. I wouldn't think that it would be time for a new blade because I just changed it like last week, but you know. Ah. What are the chances I did that twice in a row? I don't know. Maybe I did. All right, so then this slips in here. So, and we might have to cut that down a little bit. I'm not sure. We may have to put another score mark in this one. I'm not sure. So we'll just keep it like that for now. So I'm going to go back to this one, my little prototype here, and we're going to just start collaging. Let's get that up and get my handy little book here. And then these were extra. I know you saw in a video at the beginning of the month. These were extra from the Sundance kit, so I'm going to use those up, and then if we need more, I will go print us some more. And I absolutely adore this one too. I don't know, maybe 2020 is like a peachy, sorry, I gotta move my legs, a peachy type year, maybe, I don't know. Yeah, so see, they're not quite tall enough, but that's okay. We're going to collage our little hearts out. I hope everybody's year's going so far, or good so far. Since this is kind of the beginning of the month, I have to try to remember not to reference too much, I guess, because then I'll feel like weird when it actually airs. How weird is that, recording so far? I guess recording in the past for the future. Usually it's only like a day or two, or maybe even just a week away. Okay, I'm going to line that up. And I'm not thinking too much about the collage itself as far as, I don't want to say color schemes, but I kind of already know like what's going on the cover, so I just really need to cover the cover. Make sense? Okay, let's find one of the purple ones. This will work. Kind of tear it at an angle. Jiggling, you guys. I feel like I'm aggressively inking today. Right off the page. There it goes. So since it's New Year's Day, I'm sure you'll end up hearing this story several times this month because I'll forget that I told you. So Gracie went to the rodeo last night. Bo had to work. And Paul is still over the road. He'll be home tonight. I think I want some of that green in there. Yeah, so I've just literally been home alone. I mean, and it's okay. I mean, I like my personal time, but I don't mind my family being home either. Because for the most part, you know, when I say, oh, gotta go record some videos, they're all pretty good. They're all pretty good with mom doing that, but this week, though, guys, I'm a little bit fearful of this week. We're supposed to be starting, like, the early tax thing on Friday. So we'll see. I don't know. I'm a bit nervous. I've never done bank products before, so... I mean, I've studied up on it, so, I mean, education is great, but you always wonder how it's going to be when you put it into practice. Okay, so... probably... I think I just got really quiet on you for a minute. Darn that concentration. I'm going to overlap it, and then I'll just recut my hole. Across the bottom, and I am doing it kind of on purpose this way, and you'll see why in a little bit. I used a little bit of the stuff in the last journal, but I'm really going to use a lot of it in this one. Is that material that Grace did her first attempt quilt, not the one she took to fair, but the attempt quilt, and it's got all kinds of vibrant colors in it. Very, in my opinion, kind of boho-ish type colors. And yes, I know it's blocky, not typical collaging, but I kind of want it that way because I do want all the colors in the back, but I also want to be able to have one focal point on here and not a ton of little pieces because I'm going to sew this. Do I have any smaller little pieces from before? Not any long enough. They're all right. So let's maybe take a little bit of this one. I know what the word I was trying to think of earlier, just a minute ago. So I kind of have in my mind like a mosaic type. Make sense? There's a little purple. You know, like kind of stained glass-ish, maybe. That's kind of what I have in my head. So that's kind of what I'm going for, more so than just like a collage-y look. Oh, sorry. And that's the girl now at her friend's house. So I'm going to have to finish up this video and run and go grab my girl. Okay, so now what I'm going to do before I forget, oh, there goes the score tool. I'm going to go ahead and cut this one. Sorry if my head gets in the way. Because if I don't, what's going to happen is that I'll end up doing the other side. And totally forgetting to cut it, and then we're gonna have to guess. What is up with this? Maybe I just got a bunk blade. There we go. All right, so then down here, go ahead and get in there with my distress ink. just up this edge. Yep. Okay. Then let's do this other side really quick. I'm not going to do the spine just yet because I have an idea for it. I think it will work. Okay, so this in essence will be the back of the journal. So oh, I'm so excited to hopefully this will turn out like I'm thinking. I hope it does. Oh boy, I hope it does because I'm pretty excited about this one. Yeah, when Amy did that first envelope, I was like, oh, I need to figure out how I can do that. And then she did the envelope thing where she like kind of showed how you could make one of your own. And I was like, okay, then I really got my gears a whirling. It seems like I'm putting on this really thick. I am. You would be right. In truth, guys, I'm not crazy about this Oohoo. As soon as I am done with the Oohoo, I'm going to order some of the Scotch glue in. I don't know. I don't know if it's just me or Colorado or what, but I've been having sticking issues. I mean, I guess it could possibly be, you know, that we're so dry here. I don't know. But I'm not crazy about it, to be really honest. I'm not crazy about Oohoo anymore. It seems to be popping off of everything. So, yeah, I'm making sure that, again, large pieces so that I can sew it so nothing's going to pop. Okay, and so I can see, like ahead of time here, that the spine might not be sturdy enough to hold an actual journal in there. So that's what I was saying before. I skipped that part for a minute because I think I'm going to need to reinforce it. I have some butterfly fabric that I might be using. I don't know. Like I said, I haven't really gotten that far yet. I guess for 2020, I'm really just trying to let journals take on a mind of their own a little bit more than trying to control the outcome. Does that make any sense? Okay, now I'll just add this bright purple back here. So a funny story that's been happening out here. As you know, I live in the mountains. And these pack of deer, herd of deer, I guess I should say, are becoming brazen. And where we have the dogs and where we have Grace's rabbits is pretty close to the house. Obviously, we want to keep her stock close because of predators, right? Well, these deer have gotten it in their heads that they should go and knock the feeders off of the rabbit cages and eat the rabbit food. And so it's happening early AM because we have the dogs inside, obviously, at night because it's cold. You know, it's getting down into the teens most nights, and that's kind of a warm night. So yeah, these brazen deer, even in like daylight, they are literally driving the dogs nuts. These poor dogs are just like, what are you doing invading my space? And we've trained the dogs not to like harm anything, right? I mean, we don't let them hurt animals or whatever, especially because, you know, if Grace's rabbits do get out of their cages, we don't want any accidents. We don't want any eaten bunnies. So they don't. I mean, then they don't harass the rabbits. They protect them. So yeah, these brazen little deer, and they're getting so humanized. Like, you know, when I go out there to like shoo them out, they don't even care. They're like, "Hey, lady, what's up?" Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what we're gonna do about those deer. So I don't know if it's just. I know I've said before our area is kind of, for lack of better words, being overtaken by newcomers. And I don't know if that's kind of changing it, like changing the perspective for the animals, you know, because we do have some neighbors that are goofy enough to feed the wildlife. I mean, you should never intentionally feed wildlife ever. I mean, if they're in captivity, that's one thing, but yeah, when the kids were little, before we lived back out here, one of the neighbors was feeding this fox, and he was beautiful. He was a black fox, totally beautiful animal, but somebody was feeding it, and then they stopped, and it didn't like that. So I think, you know what I'm going to do, guys? I think I'm going to put the Fabri-Tac down, and then we'll kind of collage this area, and then I'll just flip it over and cut it, and then kind of do the other side. I'm just feeling like that might be the best way to go. Yeah, so yeah, don't feed the wildlife, for sure. And I'll probably have glue all over my mat here in a minute. Yeah, so unfortunately, I think you're going to end up in the evenings when I'm recording seeing or hearing the dogs bark right outside this door. Because boy, are they not happy. They are not happy those deer are not listening to them anymore. And I think, I mean, like I said, the dogs are trained not to harm animals, you know, other things, not to bite, right? Which, when there's a predator, I don't know how that's going to work, but... I don't know, though. I think I think if there was something harming one of us, I think they absolutely would. I don't think there would ever be a question, especially like Grace. Like, those two dogs adore her. And I can't for the life of me imagine, especially her dog, not protecting her against something wild. So maybe I'll just tear into that a little bit. Yeah, I don't think they would take that lying down. Sometimes, okay, so my biological mom and Gracie are very similar in the aspect of, we kind of call them animal whisperers, or like Snow White. We definitely have dubbed my mom Snow White because she is literally the skunks. She just starts talking outside and there's like a wild animal. Yeah, they're like right at her feet type of thing. It's pretty bizarre. And she used to have this mama skunk that she would start talking, you know, and that mama skunk would bring her new litter of kits by. Is that what skunks are called? Kits? I don't even know. How funny is that? Oh, that's not hard to cut, is it? Would bring all of her new litters by for my mom's approval. I'm like, I don't know how you would do that. Like, literally, I would be that sissy girl up on the things screaming my head off. That's probably why wild animals don't like me. I think I would be pretty dramatic over that one. Can you imagine almost getting sprayed by a skunk that close? Like, and especially the babies, because they really can't control their stink. They can't control their sprayers yet. Oh, what a nightmare that would be, huh? All right, yep, okay. All right, guys, what are you thinking so far? I think that makes a video. When we come back, we'll decorate the inside. And by that point, I will be back, and I think then we can put on the spine. So it might be 3 videos. We'll see. We'll decorate the inside. Maybe add some pockets here, and maybe like a one there. And then we'll put in the book. I got to get the papers together. This is going to be kind of a smaller one, as far as like a month or 2 journal, maybe. I mean, obviously, whoever gets it could do whatever they wanted with it. You know, use half a page one day and make it last 6 months. I don't know. But yeah, all right, so we'll call this one a video, and we will talk to you guys soon. Bye.